She's a diamond. She's a diamond girl. She's a diamond. Diamond, diamond, diamond.
Hi YouTube, it's Princess Diamond. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. So I'm just showing you guys how I currently do my soft locks for a flat and seamless installation with no lumps and no knots. So getting straight into it, I had all of the hair prepped already and sectioned out. So starting out, this is my soft locks that I'll be using. I just went ahead and put everything on my hand helper. Well, what I could fit, I put on my hand helper. That way I could just grab and go and didn't have to continuously stop to open up the locks. Like I said, I just fit what I could on my hand helper. The ones that I couldn't fit, I placed it on my hair rack. And then as you can see, I have my spring twist hair all laid out on my hair rack. Now they didn't all fit, so I have the rest sitting here on the chair. Again, I just wanted everything to be laid out and just ready for me to go, so that way I could try to save as much time as I could. Now I'm going to show you guys the hair that I'll be using, but first I want to show you how I open up the soft locks. So I just used the end of the rat tail comb and I just put it through the locks like that, pulled it down, and then I put my fingers through, and that's how I could get it open. And I just placed it again on my hand helper. For the spring twist hair, I'm using the Linda Collection spring twist. This comes 8 inches and this is in the color 2. I apologize, I couldn't get a video, or I didn't get a video of it prior to taking it out of the package. And then for the locks, I'm using the Bobbi Boss New Locks, again in the color 2. I used a total of 4 packs of these. Okay, so now we're prepping the hair and I'm using the Cream of Nature leave-in conditioner to hydrate the hair. I'm spraying that all over her hair. Next, I'm going in with the Carol's Daughter Cocoa Cream and I'm just applying that all over her hair as well to moisturize her hair. And then after the cream, I'm spraying some Tropical Roots growth oil spray all over to seal in all of that moisture that I put in. So now her hair is well moisturized and ready for this protective style. Alright, so I'm doing box parting for these, but I will be completely honest, when I'm doing locks or twists or anything like that, I prefer to do the round natural parts. I feel like they look more natural, but just for the purpose of this video, I know a lot of people like box parting and the way box parts look, so I went ahead and did the box parting for the parts. And to lay the hair, I am using Shine and Jam in the orange container. By the way, I'll try to link everything down below so you guys can go and check that out. So I'm not going to crochet the locks at the root because, as you already know, it's going to leave a big old knot, but I'm also not going to crochet through the middle of the braid because that's still going to leave a knot. Instead, I'm going to take the lock and I'm going to put one of the strands of the braid through that lock, and then I'm going to take that strand of hair and connect it with another strand of hair that I was using for the braid, and I'm going to use my lock as one of the 3 strands. So here's your 3 strands, and then I'm just going to continue to braid as normal, and I'm braiding in the lock hair with the braid or with the natural hair. So this is just going to make it seamless. I found when you're crocheting the locks even through the middle of the braid, it's still giving you a huge lump or a huge knot. So here we're trying to minimize the knots as much as possible. So I'm going to show you guys how I did that. I'm just starting the braid out as a normal plait, and I'm braiding it down about 1 inch. You don't have to braid it down far at all. Then I'm going to take the lock, I'm going to take one of the strands of the braid, and I'm going to pass it through the lock. Then I'm going to connect 2 of those strands together to make 1 strand. I'm going to use 1 strand for the braiding or for the lock and just braid it down as normal. And now this is why I had all of my locks prepped and open. That way I could just grab and put it all through without having to continuously stop to open up those locks. As far as for wrapping with the spring twist hair, the hair that I use specifically, I split it up into 3. So I didn't use a lot of the spring twist hair on each lock at all. So I'm using small sections. I want to make sure that it is secure, so I did crochet it there at the root. And then I'm just going to start with wrapping. I'm going to wrap it about 2 to 3 times securely at the root to make sure I got a good foundation. And then after that, I'm going to start to wrap a little looser going down. Now, once you can see about where I started to braid in those soft locks is when I'm going to really start wrapping a lot looser. You don't want your soft locks to be stiff at all. That's why they're called soft locks. So you want to make sure as you're wrapping down that you are wrapping loosely, and also you're giving space. As you can see, I only wrapped tightly at the top. When I got down to about 1 inch or 2 is when I started leaving some space as I wrap, so I'm not wrapping as close together. I'm also not wrapping tightly again, so these can be movable and you know, just not stiff. I'm not going to use nail glue to seal the ends of these or Got2B. Instead, what I do is I just tie it at the end. I'm just going to knot it up. And then I'm just going to continue to wrap all the way down. Okay, I lied. I knotted it again. I'm just doing the most. You really don't have to. But yeah, I'm just going to continue to wrap it all the way down and palm roll it in my hand. And that is that. It's not going to unravel or anything. You are set. You're not going to have sticky hands all the way through, and you don't have to worry about putting nail glue on your client's hair. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to show you guys a couple more times. And because I know someone's going to ask, I did have a total of 64 plaits. So 64 locks is what I did all together. This back section that you see had a total of 30. The front left had 17, and the front right had 17. But I believe when I normally do this, I typically use around 80 locks. I would say my client has more of a smaller head, so we didn't have to use as many locks. And then also, I think with me doing the box parting, I naturally just did them a little larger, not purposely, but I think they were a little larger than what I normally would have probably did if I did like the natural round parts. But yeah, either way, you're going to need at least 4 packs of the Bobby New Locks. And for the spring twist hair, I don't think I mentioned this, but for the spring twist hair, that brand specifically, you will only need 1 pack. I know a lot of people don't use this specific brand of hair that I'm using for the spring twist hair, and a lot of people do use about 2 packs of any other spring twist hair. The one that I use, I like. It comes pretty full, but like I also said, I do split the hair into 3, so I don't use a lot of I don't use big pieces on each sections of the lock, so I'm able to get away with just using one. As you guys can see it right here, pretty small section. So this install took me 5.5 hours to complete, and I don't know if that's a lot of time to you guys. For me, that is better than what it used to be. Honestly, I like the way these locks turned out. I would not go back to doing my locks the way I used to do before. When I had first started doing locks, you know, just like how everybody was doing it, we braided it and then we crocheted it at the root. It had that ginormous lump, and then after that started crocheting it through the middle of the braid. That didn't work for me. I did see some people were able to do it and not have a lump. I don't know how they were able to do that. It didn't work for me. And then I started braiding it in the same way I'm doing now, but without braiding the locks in. And I mean, that way was fine, but when I was wrapping the hair around, the braids were showing. I didn't like that. So I like the way that I'm doing it now. I feel like it looks great for me and my clients love it, so I'm going to stick to it. And again, unless I find a better way, this is what I'm going to be doing from here on out. You guys could see how far down I braided her hair. Now, if you're working with a client who has much longer hair, if you feel more comfortable braiding the hair down further, go ahead and do what's comfortable or what's best in your situation. Now, obviously, the further down you braid the hair, the longer your process may be. And technically, you don't necessarily have to braid it all the way to the ends of the client's hair or the client's natural hair. You don't have to braid it all the way through. So if you can braid it halfway maybe, and as long as you feel comfortable that you can wrap the hair around and not have the client's hair sticking out, then go ahead and just braid it down as far as you feel comfortable. For taking down these locks, you would take it down the same way, and you would just loosen the plaits the same way because it's just a braid. So you would just take it out like you would just take a normal braid out. I'm going to show you guys how I did the rest of these locks, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys how I finished off these soft locks, what finishing touches I put on it. So make sure you guys continue to watch, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm done with the installation process. These are looking great already. I'm gonna go in with my Princess Diamond & Company liquid gold hair growth oil, and I'm going to oil her scalp. After I have oiled her scalp, I'm gonna apply the Vigorel mousse to the locks all over. And if you guys have already seen my recent video, you already know what's going on. I got my steamer there getting prepped and ready. It's not gonna take no time. So while that's heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and just lay down her edges, not doing anything crazy, just laying them down so they look well taken care of there. And as you guys can see, that steamer has already started blowing. I went ahead and moved it out the way so it's not blowing in her face because I had to turn her around to fix up those edges. Okay, so we got the steamer back, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and steam those locks, get it loosened up a little bit, help with her scalp, help with her hair, and get everything nice and going and flowing and rolling. And yes. Okay, I'm tired, y'all. It is like, it's probably 1 o'clock in the morning. I am so tired. But I did these locks like a week ago, and I'm finally getting to editing it, and I'm trying to get it out to you guys, and the kids are asleep, and this is the perfect time. But this is about it. After I got it all steamed and all of the mousse has melted, has dried up, is when I'll show you guys the finishing product, and that's when I go in and take my pictures and my videos for my Instagram post and get those posted. But yeah, this is the result of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget, you guys, give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. And as always, I will talk to you guys in my next one. Be blessed. Stay protected. These are fly. These are nice. Okay, y'all. Be blessed. Stay protected. Stay filled with love and peace. Bye, guys.